this was the president yesterday talking about tariffs.
So this is the beginning of Liberation Day in America. We're going to take back just some of the money that has been taken from us by people sitting behind this desk or another desk that's not quite as nice, but they have their choice of 7, as you know. And we're going to charge countries for doing business in our country and taking our jobs, taking our wealth, taking a lot of things that they've been taking over the years. They've taken so much out of our country, friend and foe. And frankly, friend has been oftentimes much worse than foe. And this is very modest. And what we're going to be doing is a 25% tariff on all cars that are not made in the United States. If they're made in the United States, there's absolutely no tariff. We start off with a 2.5% base, which is what we were at. And we go to 25%. And basically, as you know, and as you've been seeing, not reporting as accurately as it should be reported because it's a massive story. Business is coming back to the United States so that they don't have to pay tariffs. And I think also because of November 5th, the election, they're very happy.
Now, the 25% tariff on vehicles not made in the U.S. President Trump believes wholeheartedly that he can drive business back to the U.S. You will manufacture in the U.S. and build manufacturing in the United States. And you had Caroline Leavitt basically say the same thing, the White House press secretary, this morning.
And I would just like to emphasize these auto tariffs yesterday are a big deal for auto workers in the industry. And you saw the United Auto Workers Union, Sean Fain, who wasn't the greatest fan of the president on the campaign trail, came out this morning and applauded the president for this move, saying it's a great thing for auto workers who have been sold out by unfair trade practices. So the president is determined to rebuild our manufacturing base. We want more jobs, more products made right here in the United States, which means more money in the pockets of the American people at the end of the day.
It might not mean that. And while Sean Fain is indeed singing your praises,
we are ecstatic to see an administration finally address the unfair trade laws in this country. These laws have destroyed the American working class. They've destroyed communities in this country and virtually every state for decades.
Admittedly, if you're the Democratic Party, you are really gutted by that. And if you're a conservative, you're like, wait a second, why all of a sudden are we taking on democratic principles? What exactly are we doing here? We don't know yet whether or not it's going to put more money in the hands of the American people, Caroline Leavitt. We don't know. Tariffs are taxes. They are what they are. What if they don't come back? And what if you want that car? What about the people who work at that dealership? Oh, well, on the sales side, on the service side, I don't argue against the reciprocal. Is this the right thing to do? Is this the smart thing to do? What makes you think, well, they're going to move their production to the United States just to avoid a tariff? They've got their own country. Other nations are like, we're not going to lose this company. There is an argument to be made, and it's not being made, that all politics are local. And while you can indeed, when you're the United States, and I'm not saying we shouldn't exert pressure in places, there comes a moment where they say, forget you. Isn't that what Canada's saying? We'll deal with the pain. We'll figure it out. No, there's been no word from Canada over the last week or so. They're going about an election where they have on April 28th. Trump going after Canada has brought the Liberals back to life, and Mark Carney could very well win that election for the Liberals. And Pierre Poilievre is exactly the kind of partner you'd want in this. And even he is like, we're not going to become the 51st state. Why don't you all stop it? This is ridiculous. I don't have anything against the reciprocal. You do it to us, we do it to you. What do you expect? That's standard. The other stuff, I don't know yet if it's helpful. And the idea that other countries won't respond is just super strange. Certainly the idea that's going to put money back in Americans' pockets, I don't know. Is it protectionism? Well, Certainly seems that way. Is that a J.D. Vance philosophy? Absolutely. Is it the best one? Again, I don't know. This brings up conversations to Milton Friedman. Dr. Matt Will, economist at the University of Indianapolis, will be with us later to break it down. But President Trump sees Taiwan Semiconductor, and he sees Apple, and he sees Hyundai all making major investments and says, see, it's working. This is his methodology. Time's going to tell. Right now, I am not a believer that all tariffs all the time are the answer. I never have been. Never have been. And I think this is the biggest story of them all. And I'm a guy who, for forever, the border is the biggest story in America. Trump's doing brilliant work there. It's working. And we'll have more on this. I don't know if I can say the same about tariffs, but requires more research, and we will do just that. I'm Tony Katz. This is Tony Katz Today.